We request everyone to please be seated. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to witness a significant milestone in ASEAN and Hong Kong-China relations. Today, economic ministers of ASEAN and Hong Kong-China will sign the ASEAN-Hong Kong-China Free Trade Agreement and the ASEAN-Hong Kong-China Investment Agreement. The two agreements are part of the region's continuous efforts in expanding external economic relations to foster greater trade opportunities for the ASEAN-Hong Kong community. To start the proceedings, we invite Secretary Ramon Lopez of the Department of Trade and Industry and Chairman of the ASEAN Economic Ministers Meeting to give his welcome remarks.
Thank you. To my fellow economic ministers from the ASEAN member states, the Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development of Hong Kong, China, Secretary Edward Yao, the Secretary General of ASEAN, esteemed senior economic officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. It is with great honor that I welcome all of you to the much anticipated signing of the ASEAN-Hong Kong-China Free Trade Agreement and the ASEAN-Hong Kong-China Investment Agreement. Today we observe a historic juncture in our trade and investment relations, which marks our deeper commitment towards shared prosperity and inclusive growth in the region. With this signing, on the occasion of the 31st ASEAN Summit, we send a strong message to the world of our outward-oriented drive and economic resolve towards cooperation. Through these two agreements, I am confident that ASEAN and Hong Kong-China, or HKC, can unlock together the tremendous potential of regional economic integration and foster a more open, opportune environment for our people and the generations to come. HKC is one of the world's leading trade powerhouses and the sixth largest trading partner of ASEAN. As such, a strategic partnership between ASEAN and HKC would surely usher in greater trade synergies and more job opportunities for people and businesses in the region, particularly for the micro SMEs in the region. As you know, when we were discussing this with HKC, they're also saying, and we're proud to always present HKC as the gateway to mainland China. To close, I'd like to thank each and every one of you here for making this accomplishment a success. In forming this agreement, ASEAN has not only made a milestone in free trade engagement, but also built friendship and trust with HKC along the way. So congratulations to everyone and mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Secretary Lopez. We now invite the newest ASEAN FTA partner, Hong Kong, China, represented by Secretary Edward Yao, to give his message for this momentous occasion.
Minister Lopez, fellow ministers, Secretary General of ASEAN, distinguished guests, media friends, it is my great pleasure to join this significant moment that marks the signing of the Free Trade Agreement and Investment Agreement between Hong Kong, China, and ASEAN. This is an important milestone in the bilateral trade and investment relations between Hong Kong, China, and ASEAN member states. Today, ASEAN is our second largest merchandise trading partner and the fourth in services trade. But the best is yet to come. The agreements are significant and comprehensive, as evident by the extensive scope of 14 chapters and commitment that spread across 4,000 pages. The commitment will bring legal certainty, better market access, and fair and equitable trade and investment opportunities. This will bring about new business opportunity and boost our investment and trade flows. The trade agreement also has a chapter in economic and technical cooperation, which aims to enhance benefit of the agreement with capacity building and technical assistance. With these agreements in place, I encourage and I expect to see more ASEAN enterprises to trade and invest with Hong Kong. Being one of the world's freest economy, buttressed by the rule of law and independent judiciary, Hong Kong has many fundamental strengths that have stood the test of time. We also have a simple and low tax regime, high-quality services, and a skilled and talented workforce with global vision and free flow of information and capital. The signing of the agreement is just a start. From now on, Hong Kong and all our ASEAN friends will have ample opportunity to meet and review our trade and investment opportunities as well as initiatives, with a view to promoting even deeper and broader economic integrations as well as social integrations. Their significance is not limited to building stronger bilateral trading and economic relations between Hong Kong, China, and ASEAN. In the face of protectionistic sentiments in other parts of the world, these two agreements are in fact a loud and clear vote from all of us here for freer and more open trade. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our host, the Philippines, and all the ASEAN ministers for your personal and dedicated support in making this agreement possible. Our gratitude also goes to the negotiation teams of both sides for their very hard work over the last few years, and our Thai co-chair and also of the Trade Negotiation Committee for the steering and negotiation process. So I took this opportunity to thank you all and hope to see you more often both in ASEAN country as well as in Hong Kong. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary Yao. And now we begin with the signing ceremony. We invite our esteemed ministers to proceed on stage. We request the ministers to please sit down. The ministers will be signing the ASEAN-Hong Kong-China Free Trade Agreement and the Agreement on Investment among the governments of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China and the member states of the Associations of Southeast Asian Nations. let us give a warm round of applause for the signing of the ASEAN-Hong Kong-China Free Trade Agreement and the ASEAN-Hong Kong-China Investment Agreement. Thank you, Ministers. We look forward to the implementation of these agreements, which will deepen trade relations between our regions and bring prosperity to our people. We request Ministers to stay on the stage and wait for the handover ceremony of the Secretary General of ASEAN, Mr. Le Long Min, Minister Apiradi Tantraporn of the Ministry of Commerce of Thailand, Country Coordinator for ASEAN Hong Kong-China Economic Relations, and Secretary Edward Yao. Minister Tantraporn and Secretary Yao will hand over the two signed agreements to the ASEAN Secretary General. May we request the ministers to pose for a commemorative photo. Give us your best smile. 1, 2, 3. We now call on all economic ministers for the traditional ASEAN family photo. Excellencies, hands on your sides, please. Look at the camera and give us your best smile. And now, for the ASEAN way. Right hand over left, please. 1, 2, 3. A warm round of applause. We would like to thank everyone for joining us in this important event. We request everyone to remain in their places for the exit of the ministers. Thank you and have a pleasant afternoon.